Hey everyone, welcome back and welcome to another reading Taurus. This is gonna be your reading for June 2021. Let's go ahead and get started here. It's great to see you guys again. Okay, let's take a look at your cards. So the overall energy for June for you, Taurus, we have the Two of Cups. So could it be about love and relationships in June? It most definitely could be. Venus is moving into your sign in just a few days, and I think that it has you feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. Just saw that King of Swords at the bottom of the deck, so I think that even though you're feeling warm and fuzzy inside, it's like you are still a bit detached. You are still a bit detached, most definitely, with the High Priestess card. Let's talk about these two here for a second. So I think that there are some feelings that you have perhaps for a love interest in particular, a friend, a family member, a coworker, and I think that you are, or at least you have been masking them. And I don't think that this is for any nefarious reason or because you are trying to be emotionally manipulative. I just think that you are trying to respect everyone's space, respect everyone's boundaries. And I think that there is someone in June that you care, quite deeply about, but you are you're practicing a lot of restraint. You're practicing a lot of control. Self-control is what this looks like. I think that there's a relationship that you have a lot of faith in, but I think you've learned from past experiences that your love language is universal, yes, but sometimes you need to give someone room, a lot of room. Sometimes you need to give someone or some people room to come to terms with their own feelings and their own emotions. So it's about respect. Respect for someone's space, respect for someone's process, and there is great truth, at least I believe there is, in the saying that if you love someone, you should let them go. No matter how much it hurts. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. It is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempest and is not shaken. Meaning that your relationships will last, they will endure if the love is real, if it is true. Two of Swords, Page of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Moon card, and the Knight of Pentacles. Let's take the Two of Swords and the Page of Swords first. This is that detachment that we were talking about. And the Two of Swords showing up in the middle of the reading, I think that you are trying to make up your mind about a situation here in June, and it's about something that you feel pretty strongly about. It's about a change that needs to happen here, that you know needs to happen here, and what you're wrestling with perhaps this month is the acceptance of that change, the acceptance of that decision, the acceptance of the distance, the acceptance that distance doesn't necessarily mean the absence of feeling or the absence of care, that sometimes spaces in your togetherness is just as essential to everyone's well-being and to your health and to your heart. Ten of Swords and the Moon card and the Knight of Pentacles coming out here. That doesn't necessarily mean that you hide your feelings. It just means that you're no longer at the mercy of them, that they're no longer ruling you, Taurus, that you can work on your feelings and you can work on your emotional body the same way that you work at your career, for example. That it's something that you can grow, develop, set goals, and approach diplomatically. And that you can invest in over time. We're going to talk about these one more time. That's so funny. This is the second time that I'm doing, the third time actually that I'm doing your reading, and the last two times the Ten of Cups was at the bottom of the deck then as well. So happiness is looking like it's pretty much guaranteed. But we're going to talk about these in greater detail in just a moment. All right, guys, we're back. Here are your cards again for June. So let's talk about these. I mentioned earlier that Venus is moving into your sign. What I meant to say is your planet Venus is moving into Cancer. And what does that mean for you? It means that you are in your feelings a bit this month. And that isn't a bad thing. It's a very good thing because it feels different this time for you. It feels different because it's like you're loving without condition. You are loving without expectations, and trust, I feel like, is something that is coming naturally to you once again. I think that there are some feelings that you're harboring that are strong, they're potent, and they're positive. And I think that you are longing for an opportunity to express that to the people that mean the most to you. You would go great distances, you would go great lengths to make your sentiments known, to make sure that these people know and understand that you love them, that you care, and that you only want what's best for them, that you don't want to see them suffer, and that all they have to do is call on you, lean on you, and you'll be there. But what has changed this time around is that I think that you're being more responsible with who you make yourself available to, with who you provide those services to. You have the benefit of having learned from situations past where your feelings were not reciprocated, or you were casting your pearls before swine, giving the best parts of yourselves to some people that didn't deserve to see those parts of you. And I think that rather than harboring resentment and punishing the people that do mean well and do care for you, you have decided to take on the more difficult and noble task of healing those wounds that you have, so that you can love properly. What's required of you this month is that you acknowledge and accept that yes, it has been hard, and that yes, there has been a problem. But just because there's been a problem, and just because you were treated badly or taken advantage of at one point or another, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone you meet will have ill intentions or will use you. There could be a water sign that you guys are dealing with. I'd say a Scorpio, perhaps, or Cancer. Could be a Pisces. It could be any of them, any of the water signs, really. And if this person is not a water sign, then at the very least they are emotionally intelligent. I think that you feel like you can talk about things with this person that you once maybe felt were off limits, and you can talk about these things without being judged or criticized. And it looks like this person feels the same way about you. There's an environment that has been created within this relationship for understanding and trust. So much trust that you could give this person a wide berth, or they could be on the other side of the world, and you guys would still be connected to each other. You guys would still be thinking about each other and know that you will always be welcomed in each other's presence once again. I see a lot of restored faith in this reading. Faith in humanity, faith in success. I think that you expect something to work out, and it's like consequently it will. There's an understanding that what you guys have gone through, it hasn't been for no reason. It hasn't been for nothing. And what you have been able to garner from your failures or from situations that haven't worked out is how you can get back on that horse and get back in the race. Even when you don't know the way that it's going to end, it's like you believe. You may not know how it's going to end, but it's like what you know is that you have to keep going. what you know is that it's worth it to keep going, that it's worth seeing all the way through. Now, I'd be lying if I said that you didn't have doubts from time to time about the success of this relationship or about the future of it, perhaps. But I think that the amount of faith that you have and the amount of healing that you've done, it outweighs the fear that you have that you'll be burned again. Why? Because once you have learned your value, which I feel like you have, what I'm saying is once you've gone through that process of understanding your value, understanding your worth, knowing that you are more than the sum of your parts, and knowing that it's not worth it to seek validation or approval from another. By validating yourself and exerting your right to take up space, you're strong enough on your own. And it empowers you. It empowers you so that it empowers you in a way that the relationships that you form, they build on the already grown and capable and strong person that you are. They are not the source of that. They are in addition to what you have. I think that you are concerned about a work opportunity, and don't be. I think that you are kind of wondering how things are going to pan out, and I think that you are concerned that it's just going to be like every other disappointment that you have experienced. But I don't think that that's the case. I think that you are just in this kind of wait and see energy. And what's incredible is that you're maintaining your focus. It's like the silence isn't scaring you. The inaction isn't scaring you this month. There's something here that's pretty major that is still unfolding. So the advice would be, before you start ripping your hair out or jumping to conclusions, just temper your energy and have faith that things are unfolding the way that they're supposed to, that you are exactly where you need to be, and what is happening is exactly what is supposed to be happening. If you guys are members on Patreon, then you will have already had access to this reading. All you have to do is join the Taurus tier and you'll get access to this one as well as the extended. If you'd like a personal reading, my email will be in the description box below. Just shoot me an email and I'll give you the rundown on how the personal readings work. Thanks for being here. If I don't see you in the extended, I will see you in July. Bye.